Hi guys, so today we are going to discuss about array rotations. So it's a kind of a starter course in DSA interviews, and maybe you will be given a array and you have to rotate clockwise. Maybe there is a count so that up to how many times the array need to be rotated. Okay, so let's quickly go to VS Code and let's create a file. So maybe a sample rotate.js. Okay, suppose let's first create an array, and suppose let's an array is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that's it, and we'll just print console.log, and suppose the name of the function I'm going to use is suppose rotate r, and the function will take like 3 arguments: the array itself, and then the count, and the suppose the rotation clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, so let's create the function first. Const rotate array, rotate array, and this is going to be a arrow function. Okay, so it will have 3 arguments. Okay, count and clockwise. Okay, so then we'll quickly have a return here. So return array. Okay, and let's test this. So count suppose equal to 2, and the clockwise is suppose true. Okay, let's save it. Now we'll go to our terminal, and I have Node installed, so I'm just going to run this program. Rotate, okay, so now it's not rotating. Obviously we have to fill the function first. Okay, so our code goes here. Okay, so maybe we go through the concepts first. So I will solve this with 3 approaches. Okay, so whatever approach suits you and you can quickly calculate and write the program, you can adopt that one. So the first method I would use is a pop shift method. Like first you have to pop the first element in the last element in that array, and take that element and push it to give that element into the first element in that array. So you can use like an unshift after popping out that element. And if we are going for anti-clockwise, then first we have to shift the array, then whatever the return of that element, in this case suppose the one here. Okay, and then we'll go for like pushing it to that array if this is anti-clockwise. Okay, sounds cool. Let's go back to coding, and suppose we are for this one maybe. Okay, so let's comment it out. This is the first approach. This is the first approach. Okay, so we are going to create a for loop, and suppose this is let okay, I equal to 0, I less than array dot length, obviously, then I plus plus. Okay, so what I'm typing, okay, 4. Okay, so now we are like looping through all those array elements. So now the question is, if it is a clockwise, like if clockwise equal to true, or it just can go with else if. So for if you are trying like with a true false or 1 0, so for that I am writing this. If you else you can write just if clockwise. Okay, so suppose true, then okay, so if that is true, then let temp equal to a array dot pop. Okay, so if then just unshift that. Okay, so unshift that into that array. Okay, okay, so if that's not the condition, then we're checking for if clockwise is true false. Okay, I'm just writing this true false, and you can go with ones and zeros, or you just check if clockwise. So if that is conditional boolean value, automatically it will pass. It's actually up to you. And then let's copy these things and paste it here. Okay, so this time we're not popping it. This time we are going anti-clockwise, so maybe we'll use shift. So it will shift that array, and then that element will be stored in temp, and this time we're going to push it. Okay, sounds good. So this will be the return. Okay, so if the array, okay, then now we have to run it. Maybe this will too. So now it will rotate clockwise for like 2 times. So our expected result should be something like this. Okay, so our result should be like, if I'll provide 1, then this should be our expected result. Okay, 5 1 2 3 4, and if anti-clockwise, then 2 3 4 5 1. Okay, so let me give it 1. Okay, and suppose, oh, so if what did I did wrong? Okay, we're not using count anywhere here. Oh, why did I give it a array dot length? It should be count. Oh, that's where my problem lies. Okay, okay, okay. So if it is clockwise, then 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4, and if it is false, then it will be 2 3 4 5 1. Okay, got it. Okay, I want to just see that this thing actually work. If it is 2, then okay, okay, so okay, this thing actually working. So okay, Okay, one more thing, like let me just clean up this program little bit so that so before the first approach, okay, we are going to write the each approach. So here we are going to write some initial checks. Okay, so obviously commenting this a good programming skill, like if count equal to 0. Okay, if the count, then you just return from here. Okay, if count is 0, then you don't need to perform anything, just return the array. Okay, and if the array is null, okay, equal to null, or you say like if array dot length equal to 0, then return. Obviously the you can return null or the array itself. Okay, or you just return the array, not null. Okay, and there is one more thing. If the count, okay, if the count is greater than array of length, okay, so if the array length is 5, so you say like let's rotate it like 6 times. Then what should we do? Like obviously if that array is rotated exactly the length of array, then it should be the initial array, like the same array before. So this time if the for that you can use like count equal to count a to get that reminder. Okay, array length. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so this is the initial check. Then obviously we can work it here. Let me check that this 2, suppose for 2 it is having 3 4 5 1 2. Then if I choose like 7, then also it will give the same result. It should give the same result. Yeah, okay, works fine. Okay, let's check the first approach. What should be your time complexity? So any guesses? So it will be like O of n, obviously. Okay, and O of n like for time complexity, and for space it should, we are not taking any spaces, so it will take a constant spec, so it will be like O of 1. Okay, so in first approach, so like this one, the time complexity, okay, time, and this is space. Okay, okay, so let's comment this section out now, and this part, the first approach. Let's go ahead for second approach. Okay, so we have the array and initial checks been done, and we're going for the second array. Okay, so the second method is the index method. Okay, so you can manually calculate the indexes. So suppose the value of rotation is 2, then we are going like clockwise. So what will happen, like the 1 will be in the position of 3, like the 0th position will be in the second, like the index will be 2. Okay, like this, the indexes will be 2 3 4, and the 4 5, it will be like out of this length, so we'll like negate that array length, so that it will come up 0 and 1. So that should be the expected result, right? Okay, now let's code it. Okay, so for this actually we are going to create a new array. Okay, so let's first copy this thing. We'll need this again. Okay, I'll just really will decide. Okay, let's try the second approach. Okay. Okay, in this approach, suppose we have to take an new array, a extra space. Okay, and then you have to go for like a for loop again. Okay, so okay, just let's just copy this thing. Don't let's not waste time typing the same thing again. Okay, and let's comment it out. Okay. Okay. So okay. Okay. So okay, so this part we're going to remove on this part. Okay, so the same for loop. We are just have to calculate that this new array, and for if you are calculating the index, the first element in array is going to be incremented by 2 indexes, right? So I would say the value of I plus the count. Okay, so the initial value, suppose I equal to 0 and the count equal to 2. So the new array at the index 2 is going to the array going to hold the value of array of I. Okay, sounds okay? Yeah. Then if there is this, if this thing is like I of I plus count is going to exceed the array of length, we are going to do the same approach here. We just can, you know, just modulus operator and array dot length. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So for the next thing, like the if the anti-clockwise, then the things will be reversed. Okay. How? Now we don't have to calculate that what new array index is going to be the what is the new index of the new array. This time we have to calculate the what the first element of the new array is going to hold. So this time if I calculate like new array of, I just control, the first element is going to hold the value of this one. Okay, so the first element is going to hold the last element. The first element will be is going to hold the last element plus count, the first element plus count. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's test it out. Okay, so now the new array, the returned element will be new array, not okay. Why this thing is remove the unnecessary boolean literally? Yeah, I know it's a person's choice. So okay, again, suppose for 2 we are going to test. Oh, we did something wrong, very wrong. Oh, okay, we are not iterating through count, we are iterating through each element. So it will be array dot length. Okay, so for this one, okay, now these things work. So suppose I'll go with true. So suppose it is clockwise. Then okay, sounds good. Okay, let's see if the array the rotation number of count is greater than the array length. So suppose it's 6, so it should be actually like 1 rotation. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, so what will be the like order of time? It should be, obviously we are iterating to the entire array, so it's n, obviously. Then the time complexity here will be order of n also, because we are like acquiring a new auxiliary space. Okay, okay, let's comment this out. Okay, comment this part. Then we are going for the third approach. Okay, third approach. So okay, let's leave it empty and let's go quickly through the concept. Here is the reverse method. So in here we have to first reverse the array, the initial array, and we have to put a counter like the count. If the count is 2, then from this index we'll divide this array into two parts, a left part and right part. Then independently we have to reverse that array again using that same function we created. Okay, for anti-clockwise we have to calculate the exact left suppose the counter is 2, we have to calculate where that index is going to be, where we have to divide that array from the left and right. Then we have to independently reverse that array. Okay, then let's go back to coding. Okay, so for this approach, so for this approach, let's start. Okay, not this one. Let's start with creating the reverse function first. So function reverse. So it will take the array, then the start point and the end point. Okay, like a pointer to. Okay, so return the array, obviously. Then while start is less than end, we'll do a temporary variable array start, a normal swap between 2 values. So start array end. Okay, then start initially will increase that, then the end will keep decreasing. Okay, so this will reverse the array. So now if obviously clockwise equal to true, then I would go with reverse. Then it will take like 3 parameter, right, array, then start point, obviously the 0, and the last point, like the array length -1. Okay, the last index. Okay, so we'll call this reverse function 3 times, right? So the what would be the next one? Like, well, now we divided that array into 2 parts, right? Remember, So now we are here, then we'll reverse this one and reverse this one. Okay, so now the count should be 0 and our count is 2, so it will go to up to index -1. Obviously if the count is 2, obviously I've got for the index is always -1. Okay, then okay, so the last part is when where is that 3 was. So the 3 was at second, so it is the count, and then the array length -1. Okay, this is the clockwise part. Okay, so let's check. Like I will take this and else we'll test this. Okay, so if the clockwise is false, then we have to define up to what that reversal is going to happen. The first is obviously reverse the entire array, and then now this time we'll start with 0 but not up to count -1. In anti-clockwise it will be negated from array dot length. Okay, it is coming from the opposite side, right? Okay, so here it is not the count, it is going to be array dot length minus count. Okay, and obviously the last part is array dot length -1. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so now we can return the array. Okay, okay, so this part is not here. Okay, okay, let's test this if this is working or not. Okay, so suppose 1, and we are going to run it. Okay, now there is a bug. What is the bug? I did something wrong. Clockwise equal to 2, array dot length -1, count -1, array dot count, array dot length -1. Okay, so array start end, temp equal to array dot stand, end equal to, okay, here is our bug. Start equal to end, but we never assigned array end equal to temp. We never did that. Okay, I think this will resolve our code now. Yeah, cool. So the more than array length is also working. Let's check that. Okay, and suppose go with false. So okay, anti-clockwise is also working. So this thing is also working. Let's check that. Yeah, I think sounds good. Okay, now for the last thing, let's calculate the time complexity here. The time complexity is obviously we have to go for like all the array values. Okay, so this is order of n and this order of 1. Okay, sounds good. Okay guys, so please stay tuned, and if you want to support me, you can like, comment and subscribe. Okay, and the description of this video is given below. Okay, and now you can also find the source code in my GitHub repo. I will put the link in the description below. Thank you.